In a small roadside diner, a disabled girl was humiliated in front of strangers. Bullies laughed, a hand was raised, and a slap echoed through the room. No one stepped forward, no one spoke. But exactly 1 hour later, the door opened again. And the people who walked in weren't there for food. They were there to make sure kindness and justice were not forgotten. Stay with us, because this story proves that help often arrives when you least expect it. The diner was warm, but the girl felt cold. She sat alone in a corner booth, carefully balancing her spoon with hands that refused to stay steady. Every small movement took effort. She wasn't asking for attention, only peace. Years of living with a disability had taught her one rule: stay quiet, stay small, and maybe the world will leave you alone. That afternoon, she believed she was safe. She was wrong. The door swung open and loud laughter filled the diner. A group of bullies walked in, careless and confident, feeding off noise and control. Their eyes moved around the room until they landed on her. A pause, a smirk. Mocking whispers followed. They didn't see her struggle, they saw entertainment. Cruelty often begins where empathy ends. No warning came. No argument. Just a sudden movement. A hand lifted and slapped her across the face. The sound cracked through the diner like thunder. Forks froze mid-air. Conversations died instantly. Her head turned slightly, not from weakness, but from shock. In that second, time stopped and everyone chose silence. She didn't scream. She didn't fight back. Her eyes lowered as her cheek burned with pain and shame. She had cried enough tears in her life already. She knew crying wouldn't save her. So she sat there, broken, humiliated, yet still holding herself together. That was her quiet strength, forged by years of surviving cruelty alone. Around her, people felt uneasy. A man stared into his coffee. A woman looked away. Someone whispered, "That was wrong." But no one stood up. Fear dressed itself as caution. And in that diner, silence became a second slap, one delivered by everyone who chose comfort over courage. An hour went by. The bullies were gone, but the tension remained. The girl still sat there, pretending to finish her meal. The waitress offered gentle words, a free dessert, but kindness after harm can only do so much. The room felt like it was waiting for something. Or someone. Heavy boots hit the floor. Leather jackets moved through the doorway. The bikers walked in, not loud, not aggressive, just present. Their calm carried weight. The diner changed instantly. These were men who had seen life's rough edge and didn't tolerate injustice lightly. One biker noticed the fading redness on her cheek. Another saw how she flinched when chairs scraped the floor. They didn't demand answers. They listened. Sometimes the strongest people don't rush. They observe. And what they saw told them everything they needed to know. They found the bullies. No fists were raised. No chaos followed. Just firm voices, unbreakable eye contact, and words that carried consequence. Arrogance drained from the bullies' faces. For once, fear belonged to the cruel, not the innocent. Back in the diner, the bikers sat with her. They spoke gently. They laughed softly. They treated her like she mattered. And in that simple act, something healed. The diner returned to normal, but the lesson remained. The world can be cruel, yes, but kindness, when backed by courage, always leaves a deeper mark. What you witnessed today wasn't just a story. It was a reminder that cruelty may be loud, but kindness always leaves a deeper echo. One brave act can restore dignity. One moment of courage can change a life. If this story touched your heart, it means you still believe in humanity. And that belief matters. At Miracles of Kindness, we share stories that remind the world compassion still exists. Subscribe to the channel, stay with us, and be part of a community that chooses empathy over silence. Because kindness isn't weakness, it's power.